If that means doing dumb C for a little bit, do it. Do the things that make you feel good. Take the trip you've always wanted to take. Go out with friends. Spend some money. Have a good time again. Don't run cover for them. Tell your friends why you broke up. Tell them about the affair. Tell them the details. Your ex doesn't get to control you anymore. Love yourself. You didn't cause them to cheat. Every single person has recourse if they are unhappy in a relationship. They can break up with you, they can divorce you, they don't have to cheat. They cheat because they are miserable humans, and if they do it once, they'll do it again. Have peace. That's my last bit of advice. Find peace with yourself and your life. However that might be. Be healthy. Be safe. Be smart. But find peace however it takes. Things do get better. They will get better, but you have to let it. You have to move on. And you will thrive again. Update 3. A tip for betrayed spouses. If you're coming in here seeking advice, you may get a lot of hire a lawyer or you should leave now advice that seems very cliché-y and overstated. Let me share with you something. You will never get better terms on a divorce settlement than when your WS is in the affair fog. And you should take advantage of it. Our waywards are deluded into thinking they've found their new ever after, and they often are so eager to leave their marriage to be with their AP that they will do very dumb things to get out of the relationship as soon as possible. Me personally, I kept the house, was able to get her to accept a lower home valuation, and therefore lower buyout, which saved at least $35,000, as well able to have us each keep our own retirements instead of a QDRO, which would have netted her at least another $40,000. I negotiated off child support to 30% under guidelines with no alimony. It is no doubt difficult to make this decision, but when you hear people telling you to take the leap, it means you can also have excellent financial benefits to doing so. There is no better fog than a fair fog. Look out for yourselves. Don't worry about them. Edited to add. If you're a smart person who does their research, you can also convince them to not hire an attorney and do the dissolution representing yourselves. As long as you come to agreements on everything, no attorneys have to be involved. I.e., no one will be smart enough to tell them they are getting the raw end of the deal. Now on to the next story. Story 2. Wife used Bumble BFF to find her soulmate behind my back. After months of lies, I exposed their affair during a dinner in front of everyone. Now she wants me back. My wife and I have been married for almost 15 years. We were high school sweethearts and each other's first partner. We were always told growing up that we had puppy love and it wasn't going to last as long as we thought it would. We started getting very serious about each other in high school, and our parents warned us against that. However, we didn't take any of their advice. We both got jobs and moved in with each other right after high school, and a year later we were getting married. Altogether, we have been together for 20 years. We did everything together. She was my best friend and I thought she was my soulmate. Over the years, we had 2 kids and we managed to buy our house and settle down into a nice little life. I worked in construction and eventually took on a bigger role in the company, so my wife didn't have to work. She stayed home and took care of the house and the kids, and we were completely fine with that. One of the only fortunate things about our relationship was that we were the only people we needed. Over the years, friends came and went, but we were always together. That didn't bother me because I was pretty introverted and didn't have the desire to go out with friends often. However, my wife was different. She wanted those friends and she wanted to have girls' nights and go drink wine and gossip at a friend's house. I knew she felt lonely sometimes, so I tried to make her feel loved as much as possible, but my company wasn't the same as the company of a good girlfriend. She saw a targeted ad for Bumble one day, and if you don't know, they have a friend feature. My wife told me about it and she downloaded it with me. She explicitly told me that she was downloading it so I wouldn't see the Bumble app on her phone and think she was cheating. We looked through some of the people who had accounts together and she started messaging some people. It was a lot of talking and virtual friendships at first, but then a couple of people wanted to get together in person. She went out with one woman a few times and they really clicked. I met her when my wife invited her over for dinner. She seemed nice and my wife got along with her well, but my wife wanted to have more than just one friend. She continued using the app to try to find some people to expand her friend group with. I wasn't pestering her about who she was talking to, because from what it looked like to me she only had women showing up on her page. I didn't realize that men showed up on it as well, they just didn't use the friend part of the app as often. My wife started talking to someone else on the app, and I assumed it was another woman. They were talking regularly and my wife was always happy to talk to them. She met them for coffee a few times and they went to run errands together around town while I was at work and the kids were at school. I never thought twice about it. They had a very gender-neutral name. For this, I'll call them John. Whenever my wife would tell me about him, I just assumed it was a woman. She never told me that it was a man because she knew I would have been uncomfortable with it. I only realized it was a man when she invited me to dinner with him. We got to the restaurant and he was already waiting for us at the table, and I thought that his partner was going to be coming out any minute and that was who my wife was talking about. But when I saw them together I immediately started worrying. They had a ton of jokes with each other. They seemed like they had a vast shared history together even though they only knew each other for a month and a half. They seemed to be a lot closer than I thought they were. They mentioned going places and doing things that I had no idea they did. It occurred to me that there was a lot